Bom dia, colegas, outra vez. Bom dia. O meu nome é Alberto Gaspar, sou Presidente da Direção da APPI, Associação Portuguesa de Professores de Inglês, e em nome de toda a direção dou-vos as boas-vindas ao 31º Congresso Anual da nossa Associação. Hello, good morning. My name is Alberto Gaspar. I'm the President of the Executive Board of APPI, the Portuguese Association of Teachers of English, and on behalf of our Executive Board, be please most welcome, you delegates, speakers and exhibitors to the 31st Annual APPI Conference. APPI conferences have been a great opportunity, we think, for our teachers to grow professionally. And thanks to the contribution of distinguished speakers as this conference. And if you think you are the only audience of this conference today and tomorrow and Sunday, you are wrong. Because this opening session, as all the plenary sessions to happen in this auditorium, will be live streamed. So we will be watched and listened to by hundreds or thousands of people across the globe. So as a kind gesture of being with them, you know, people who are probably at workplaces, in schools, and probably at home in pajamas, I'd like to ask you to do this simple thing. 1, 2, eyes on you, 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. So please turn around, look up at the camera, and wave energetically, saying hello to all the other people who are at home. Hello! So thank you. Well, I'd like to introduce these kind people who are sitting with me at this conference table. On my right, Susana Fonseca from ISCTE, from the conference venue. Then next to Susana, Ms. Meg Young from the American Embassy. On my left, Dr. Luisa Usha, representing the Secretary of State for Education. And then on her left, Dr. Emmanuel Carvalho, Director of Education and Culture at the British Council. I'd like to ask Dr. Susana Fonseca a few welcome words. Thank you.
Muito obrigada. Muito bom dia a todos os participantes. Estou aqui nesta mesa com uma enorme satisfação por mais uma vez terem escolhido esta casa, o ISCTE, Instituto Universitário de Lisboa, para este congresso, esta conferência anual da Associação Portuguesa dos Professores de Inglês. Estou em representação do Sr. Reitor. Eu tenho neste momento funções nesta casa de pró-reitora para a área da inovação curricular e pedagógica. É para nós, enquanto instituição de ensino superior, e que celebramos ontem o nosso 8º aniversário do regime fundacional, aqui nesta mesma sala, é um enorme prazer para nós e faz parte também da visão e da estratégia que temos para esta instituição, que foi fundada em 1972 e que se tem organizado ao longo destes quase 45 anos, que iremos celebrar dentro em breve também aqui no ISCTE. Temos desenvolvido as áreas da gestão, das ciências sociais e humanas e das tecnologias e da arquitetura. Fazendo parte da nossa missão com os 3 pilares do ensino, da investigação e da transferência do conhecimento, temos optado também pela afirmação da nossa instituição ao nível da internacionalização. Daí ser de enorme relevo para nós o trabalho desenvolvido e, em particular, este evento da Associação Portuguesa dos Professores de Inglês, porque temos no nosso campus, dentro dos nossos aproximadamente 10.000 alunos, nós temos alunos de 87 nacionalidades diferentes. Por isso, o ensino que fazemos para alunos de 87 nacionalidades diferentes, obviamente que temos cursos, como seria de esperar, em português, e temos muitos cursos também lecionados em inglês. É por isso um dos aspectos muito relevantes ao nível da internacionalização, a nossa parte do ensino e da oferta formativa que temos para os estudantes, os nossos cursos e as nossas unidades curriculares em inglês. Consideramos também uma mais-valia todas as parcerias que possamos fazer, seja ao nível nacional, seja ao nível internacional, com todas e com as diversas associações, mas no modo particular, aquelas que também se preocupam e que são o cerne, o ensino, em particular, o ensino do inglês. Damos assim as boas-vindas a todos os participantes. Esperamos que nestes dias de trabalho que vão ter pela frente possam usufruir do que o ISCTE tem para oferecer, não só as instalações que temos, mas também um conjunto de serviços e de estruturas de campo e um excelente ambiente de trabalho para poderem usufruir da melhor maneira possível destes trabalhos. Muito bem-vindos ao ISCTE, Instituto Universitário de Lisboa.
Thank you, Dr. Susana Fonseca. Now, please, Dr. Emanuel Carvalho from the British Council.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome. I think, is this on? There we go. It's a great pleasure to be here today for the 31st Annual APPI Conference, but my first APPI Conference. Before I say a few words about the Council and what we do and some of our hopes for the next few days, maybe explain away the strange accent in English and Portuguese for those of you that will speak to me today. So I think I'm a product of trilingual education across 3 or 4 different countries, and luckily, eventually, my life has found itself back in my great patria, Portugal. But English has played a particularly important role in my own career, my own mobility, and I'm glad that Portugal in particular and APPI is really working hard to make sure that the international opportunities for young people in Portugal are delivered in the main by the great language and medium of English. So we all know how fundamental English skills are for global communication. It's the lingua franca of global business, of entrepreneurship, of international relations, of pop music, science, technology. And the demand for English across the world continues to grow. And some research indicates now that over half the world's population either speaks or is learning to speak English in some way. A little bit later, we'll hear from our plenary speaker, Barry O'Sullivan, who'll pose the question to us all: what do language teachers know about assessment, in his opening plenary? Well, whatever language teachers do or don't know, what's clear is that what happens in an EFL classroom and passing internationally recognized qualifications really creates life-changing opportunities for young people, opens doors to prospects in education, in work and mobility for millions of people around the world each year. The British Council, as you may be aware, is the UK's cultural relations agency. We work extensively in English and exams, evaluation, but we also work in the arts, culture, education, society, essentially finding a way to engage people around the world in all that's great and good about British culture, but also the tools and the mechanisms that allow people to go and consume all of that interesting culture and education, whether it be in the UK or elsewhere. Our ultimate goal really is to help young people, though, have better language skills and through assessment to ensure that they can really achieve their career aspirations. For us to achieve this kind of work, we work essentially in 4 key areas. I work with governments, I work with teachers, most importantly, I work with the learners themselves, we're all focused on a day-to-day basis, and a lot of work on research, bringing real-life research into the curriculum and the work we do and the teacher training programs that we deliver. Across research, we contribute really to the effective understanding of English language learning and teaching and assessment. We do this by commissioning and generating a lot of research through publications, hosting conferences, seminars, research awards, any way we can find of engaging people in the conversation, the dialogue around English as a medium of learning and of life. We have an extensive collection of English language teaching publications, all freely available through our various websites. Many of you will know our Teaching English website. If you don't, please have a look. There's a wealth of information, a wealth of resources available at no charge. And the latest publication available actually touches on this conference's topic, which is assessment, attitudes, practices, and needs, by Susan Sheehan and Sonia Monroe. I suppose as we try and in a new environment for the British Council in Europe and a new environment for Britain as well, to move away from some of the work we've done in the past with individual institutions and try and have a greater role in systemic transformation and change of education systems. And to this effect, we have been working quite a lot in Portugal over the last few years with both the Ministry and the DGE in various senses, particularly on a bilingual schools program, where since 2011 we've been working with a number of schools around the country delivering English language teacher training and supporting essentially estudos do meio in English by the work we do, training, observation, monitoring, evaluation, and that has grown from strength to strength over the last 5-6 years. Last year, a new pilot was developed, a new call from the DGE, many of you will be aware of, and that number has grown yet again. So over the next few years, you'll see our involvement in the day-to-day tuition of young people in Portugal being bilingual, and English, I hope, is the pioneer that all other languages will follow. And we know the DGE is working on a number of projects on other languages. Just recently, 1,250 teachers in Portugal took our certificate in primary English language teaching as part of the Ministry's competency-based training program to prepare for the introduction of English in the 3rd and 4th year in the Portuguese school system, which led us to our work with teachers and how we work with them. Through Teaching for Success, a program many of you will be familiar with, our new teacher education approach where we design and deliver capability building interventions through partnership that support the development of language and pedagogical competence for teachers and educators through an holistic, blended CPD or continual professional development opportunities. We provide opportunities for our teachers, our lecturers, and teacher trainers through networks, conferences, workshops, and seminars, not only in Portugal, but around Europe and around the world. In Portugal, we are particularly happy, Alberto, to be once again offering our accredited online teacher training course in partnership with APPI. The number of free resources available through our Teaching English website, again in the APPI journal, they are easy to find and source, really bring together what we believe are the key priority tools for you in your day-to-day work to go out and deliver the kind of impact in the lives and learning of your students that we want to see. Later this afternoon, we'll hear from some of our colleagues at the British Council, in particular Paul Braddock, who's here from Spain. Paul will be talking about transformer teachers this afternoon at 3 and again at 5, so I hope that you will take part in Paul's sessions. They are slightly different each one, and a good chance to hear what the British Council is doing and some of the work we do outside of Portugal that has deep relevance in this market. We do a lot of online learning. Over the last few years, you would have seen many of our MOOCs being developed. If you take a walk past our stand today, please do look at the material online. It covers everything we have available in terms of resources. There are some books you can take away, others you can have a look and read at. And this brings us to the most important audience for this conversation, which is the learners whose lives we're trying to impact. And we must always remember that it's the opportunities and the capability and the technical know-how that we give our learners in the language that will allow them to go on and do great things in whatever careers they choose. And for that, we have a range of support resources, be they multimedia, through apps, online platforms, and all leading to English learning with a strong portion of evaluation and assessment, which allows international qualifications to be part of the day-to-day education of young people. I would like to cut it very short and not talk much more about what the Council does than that, but thank the APPI board for inviting us once again to participate and to say a few words. We do have some colleagues from our British Council office in France who will be speaking on the 30th. So I'd like to welcome both Gail Ennis and Nair Ibrahim to Portugal. I don't know if it's the first time, but if it is, I hope you make the most of the next few days. Lisbon is a city that's changed so much, and I think English has had a big role in changing and creating this boom of a city we see at the moment, particularly over the next few months. I'd like to wish good luck to all the speakers over the next few days and everyone that's hosting a session, both local and international. It's a very packed 3-day program, and again, congratulations to the APPI team for putting on what will be a fantastic show. And I hope that not only is it productive, but you use it as an opportunity to network extensively, to ask us and all of our partners that work together in the space lots and lots of questions, and maybe, if it hasn't already been, the beginning of new relationships between all of us that are trying to make English a really interesting medium to create opportunities for young people. And I think I might leave it there. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Now, please, Meg Young, please, a few welcome words.
Hi, my name is Meg Young. I'm from the U.S. Embassy, and we don't do as much as they do, but English language remains an important piece of the programming and outreach of the U.S. government around the world. And here in Portugal, I've had the opportunity to go out and speak to a lot of your students all over the country, and to get a sense of the level of English that's out there in secondary schools and even primary schools. And it's remarkable. You're doing an incredible, incredible job working with these young people to create a level of English understanding that is so impressive. My first post was in China, and I can remember going out to schools, and it's a different situation. People are not as comfortable speaking in English. Maybe they understand, but they're not as comfortable speaking in English. But the students I've engaged with here, they're not afraid to ask questions. You're preparing them to go out and use English in the real world. And we hope that we can provide some resources to support you in that endeavor. We have the English Teaching Forum magazine available in print and online through APPI. Thank you for that. We have a Teacher's Corner and books to download and games for students to play, all as part of the American English website. Many of you have taken part in either the e-teacher training course that we have offered in the past, or one of the MOOCs that is being offered. And now we're moving into a space of offering MOOCs for English language learners, particularly that connect practical skills like business or journalism or hospitality to speaking English. So I'd encourage you to go and look at those online courses, which actually can provide college credit, US college credits or certificates to student learners. You can take them yourself, or you could encourage your students to participate in them. But I think one of the most exciting things for anybody to be able to do is to participate in an exchange, and that goes both ways. The US supports American English teaching assistants to come to Portugal. In the past, they've historically gone to universities and polytechnicos, but if secondary schools or grupamentos wanted to put together a proposal to have an English teaching assistant, an American, be part of your group, I think that would be really interesting, and I think the Fulbright Commission and the Embassy would be interested to see that. If you want to talk to one of our English teaching assistants, Philip is here today and will be at the conference, and he's presenting on Saturday about his experience here in Portugal. In addition, we have opportunities for your students to go to the United States as part of the Ben Franklin Transatlantic Fellows Initiative. If you haven't encouraged students to apply, please do. It's an incredible 4-week experience on a US college campus with other European students and American students, sort of having this international English immersive experience. And then for you all, I really encourage you to apply for our Study in the US Institutes program for secondary teachers, or if you're an administrator, we have a program for secondary school administrators. It takes you to the United States for 5 weeks during the summer and puts you with other teachers doing the same kind of thing you're doing to learn new techniques, new strategies, new ways to do what you're doing. And we have people who are alumni of that program, who are alumni of the eTeacher program, who are alumni of the leadership program that we send to the United States, all of whom who are speaking here today. And we hope that some of you will consider applying for those programs, because there's nothing like an experience in the US with other people who are teaching English as a second language, or who are just teaching secondary school or middle school to sort of develop new techniques and new ways of thinking about what you're doing. In addition, at the embassy, we offer outreach programs. Like I said, I go out and speak, but other people from the embassy can go out and speak. If you are having an international week, or you just want somebody to come and talk about Halloween in America, we would love to hear from you. That information on how to request a speaker is on our website, especially if you're far-flung. You think, you know, if you're out in Bragança, we won't go there. No, we're looking for a reason to get there, so give us the reason. We hope that you'll take advantage of it. And this year, we're really pleased to have supported Leslie Ott Beckman from Oregon, University of Oregon, to come out and speak with you all as a plenary speaker today, and then with a workshop tomorrow. She's been part of the eTeacher program that we offered and that many of you participated in, and I think she'll bring a really great perspective to the conference. So I will go ahead and wrap it up, and if you have any questions, I'll be here later this afternoon. Philip's here, and we look forward to hearing your request to have us come out and talk to you. Thanks.
Thank you, May. Now, Dr. Luísa, we have a few welcoming words, please.
Bom dia a todos. Muito obrigada, Dr. Alberto Caspar, pelo convite ao Sr. Secretário de Estado da Educação, que pede para dizer que teve muita pena de não poder estar aqui presente, devido a uma alteração da agenda de última da hora, que não pôde, de modo nenhum, conseguir conciliar a vinda à abertura do encontro dos professores de inglês. Pede-me para aqui vir em nome dele, saudar a Associação Portuguesa de Professores de Inglês e desejar que os trabalhos decorram da melhor forma. Relativamente ao encontro, eu sou de Geografia, não sou de Inglês. Quando ontem à noite estava a pensar que vinha aqui hoje a um encontro de professores de Inglês, comecei a pensar na minha perspectiva de professora de Geografia, na minha perspectiva de olhar para uma Europa pequenina, retalhada na sua costa, cheia de países, multicultural, com multilínguas, e que todos temos que comunicar. Todos que temos que comunicar para nos aproximarmos dos outros e para entendermos que todos partilhamos um espaço geográfico comum e que todos somos responsáveis por esse espaço e por viver em harmonia. Os tempos atuais não têm sido um sinónimo de grande harmonia, mas como pessoa que acredita no ser humano, acho que vamos conseguir manter essa harmonia e pelo menos essas pontes que a língua ajuda. O vosso encontro é sobre avaliação, o vosso encontro é sobre a forma que os professores trabalham na sala de aula e como integram a avaliação no desenvolvimento do currículo. E a avaliação deve ser um instrumento da promoção do sucesso. Também a avaliação é um dos aspectos e um dos temas que este Governo, e nomeadamente a equipa do Ministério da Educação, começou logo no início por trabalhar e é uma avaliação que deve ser um instrumento de promoção do sucesso, deve ser um instrumento que deve integrar a avaliação interna com a avaliação externa, para dar o máximo de informação aos professores, porque os alunos são cada vez mais variados, a diferenciação é cada vez maior, a necessidade de fazer diferenciação pedagógica é um dos grandes desafios na sala de aula dos professores dos dias de hoje, e a avaliação deve ser um instrumento que permita identificar essa informação e dar suporte à ação pedagógica dos professores, de forma a que as aprendizagens sejam mais significativas. Foi assim que houve alterações em termos da avaliação e das provas de aferição, e os tais RIPA e REPA, que dão informação tanto à escola, das aprendizagens que o conjunto de alunos da escola, no estado em que estão, as dificuldades que têm, os pontos fortes, as fragilidades, suporte depois para delinear estratégias ao nível de cada escola, e também os relatórios individuais sobre o estado de cada aluno. Também a introdução das provas de aferição, não no final de ciclo, mas a meio do ciclo, foi com a intenção de, ainda a meio do ciclo, dar informação aos professores e à escola, e informação que ainda possam utilizar para promover melhores aprendizagens e que os alunos concluam os ciclos com as aprendizagens essenciais adquiridas, e por isso também estamos a trabalhar com as associações de professores, nomeadamente com a APPI, na definição das aprendizagens essenciais para cada ano de escolaridade na disciplina de inglês, e para isso dar espaço e tempo aos professores em cada disciplina para poder fazer a diferenciação pedagógica e poder ter mais sucesso. É bom ouvir palavras dos meus companheiros de mesa, como a senhora representante da Embaixada dos Estados Unidos e como representante do British Council, de apreço pelo trabalho que os professores portugueses fazem nas escolas e pelo nível linguístico dos nossos alunos em termos de comunicação, e não só em termos de comunicação, mas em termos da sua atitude de estar disposto a comunicar com o outro, e isso só se adquire com um trabalho em sala de aula e com um trabalho que dê confiança. Quero também cumprimentar a representante do ISCTE. Termino a comunicação como devia ter começado, que é cumprimentar os meus colegas de mesa, mas, de qualquer forma, queria dizer-vos que é com muito gosto que aqui vim, que o Sr. Secretário de Estado tem muito apreço pelo trabalho dos professores e gosta de trabalhar com os professores, sobretudo gosta de ouvir da parte dos professores quais são as suas dificuldades, e para em conjunto encontrarmos formas de apoiar a sua superação e de apoiar o seu trabalho na escola. Muito obrigada, um bom trabalho para estes dias.
Muito obrigado, Sra. Doutora Luísa Buxa. I do apologize, we are behind schedule, but I'm going to finish right away. Just something that you almost all of you know now, that 2 sessions this afternoon have been cancelled. Mark Dobney and Alexandra Nagy are not doing their sessions due to family reasons. And we have a kind offer. We have just got a kind offer from Anna Pires from International House Praga. She's speaking immediately after the this plenary session this morning, and she offered APPI the possibility of having her session repeated this afternoon in this auditorium, instead of having Mark Dobney. If you wish to come to Anna Pires' repetition of her session this morning, she will be here at 10 minutes past 3. Yes, that's it, in this auditorium. Please do pay a visit to the exhibition. The exhibitors will update you with the novel materials in the field of teaching and learning the language, and also the Britannica Bookshop. And if you have study or plan your attendance to this conference carefully, if you have any queries, please depend on us. We are at the conference office, and you are in the hall, you know, walking around, and question us, please, and if you can be of help, we'll be, okay? Thank you very much. Enjoy your conference.